Welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to be showing a full plant tour of all the plants I've so far accumulated. So starting down here on this bottom row, there's this succulent. I forgot the name of it, so that's why I have this little no idea thing around it. Then there's some mother of millions, some more mother of millions. Right here, these are both the same plant, trying to get them to root hydroponically. I forgot what it's called, so I'm going to put the name up there. Moving up to the second level, we have our nice Venus flytrap right here in sphagnum moss with bottom water. In the middle, we have our lucky bamboo, which has been doing all right recently. A little bit of, like, this one might here, this stalk might die off, but everything else is doing good. Then we have our zinnia over here, which might be flowering soon, actually. I rescued it after we had our first frost and transplanted it. Up on this level, we have right over here, this is our Baltic blue pothos. Beautiful, beautiful leaves. In the middle, we have our Belegno Rex, or as I just call it, Rex. Really beautiful plant. And then on this side, we have our aloe plant, still growing, looking a lot better than it did the first day. An honorable mention over here, we have Mother of Thousands and a few succulents. Same with right over there. Moving up to the last level, we have Epipremnum aureum right here, the emotional support plant of the collection. And so far this strand itself only has one leaf remaining on it. So I'm hoping it's rooted already. This one has 4 leaves so far, but already lost 2 up here. And then over here we have another mother of millions, but this one is a lot more developed and a different variety than the others. Over here we have our Philodendron Mayo, or just Mayo, which has recently unfurled its leaves after I was given it. And then we have our Christmas cactus over here, still going strong, still small, little bit of growth on there. Eventually it'll really get up there. And then over here, this is the same plant from over there. I'll put up here, and a little part of our philodendron over here that just came off. Maybe it will grow, maybe it won't. Worth a shot. Now, time for downstairs. Now we're downstairs, so over here, starting off, we have our night blooming cereus over here. It is a type of cactus, although it doesn't have any pricks, just only these small little buds, which can grow more leaves growing off that way. Night blooming cereus is going to be very big, and once it gets to mature rate, it will start blooming, of course, at night. It'll have these beautiful white flowers and just look overall pretty. This one was propagated using a leaf cutting right here. As you can see, this white line is where the leaf was cut and calloused over, and then all of this grew off that leaf cutting. Pretty cool. Moving on, we have our apple over here. This is our second apple, and it is grown very tall with these massive leaves. We started this up back last spring, and it's doing really well. Looking over here, we have our English oak, which both of these, keep in mind, both of these should not have been grown inside, but I forgot to put them outside, so they have to stay in here for the rest of winter because they're not going to be able to adapt to the outdoor conditions. English oak isn't a native around here, of course. It's native in Europe and some parts of Canada. But so it's a pretty cool oak. Then over here we have our two peppers. These guys are actually going to go back to school and be over there. Over here we have our little experiment for blackberries. I believe this guy already died since no water's been sucked up. This guy might be dying. This guy might have a chance. But this guy right here is our main guy that has so far propagated. At the time, I didn't know as much about how to propagate and probably had a little bit too much or just not the right pieces, like this really skinny one. When you go towards the tip, like this part right here, this was a lot new growth. When you go towards the tip, that's where they have a lot of auxin built up. Auxin is a plant hormone which makes plants grow, like just grow up all over. So when plants have that hormone on the top, when you're trying to propagate them, you want some roots. You want roots, not more growth upwards. So it's just going to give more growth upwards instead of roots. So that's why you use these thicker but not too old pieces to propagate. Anyways, moving on. Over here we got our two poinsettias, our nice red one and our nice yellow one. And normally the commercial poinsettias would have already had their leaves die out. And overall they're pumped up with a bunch of hormones to make them look pretty then. These I bought from my school's greenhouse, so they are, of course, homegrown, as you could call it, and are a lot prettier and last a lot longer. And right next to the reading chair, we have our peace lily, which we just repotted today. We restored this guy from a big massive tub of it where most of it was dying, so we took out some, planted them in a pot, and waited for them to root out. Over here we have our mint, which was originally grown hydroponically, and it has been through a rough life cycle so far, but no matter what, it still keeps on surviving, still persistent. And that quote right there is pretty accurate. It has gone through, of course, spider mites, infestation, is gone through being outside in the cold, probably a little bit less water. Yeah, a bunch of stuff. Over here we have our hydroponically grown basil, which is not yet a failure. Still growing a small little leaf there. So it has some hope. And then over here we have our grape cut fern, which I helped restore. So that's going to be a beautiful fern, native to Virginia, by the way. Up here we have our hydroponically grown pepper, which actually I discovered some aphids in the flowers the other day. That's why it's up here. But aside from that, where is it? We were growing a pepper. There it is. Yep, you see that little red thing? That is going to be a pepper. I haven't done any pollination to these, which I should have cross-pollinated them. So, yeah, that's cool. And then over here, past the books, we have our kale and a small little amount of basil. I put it over here because it probably doesn't like the direct sun as much. So yeah, it's just chilling out over here. I haven't gotten much kale off of it compared to the hydroponics. I think that's mainly because of the nutrients. I'm not adding any nutrients to these, which I probably should. some like natural fertilizer. That's why the hydroponic system is growing a lot bigger. Well, that does it for this video on our garden tour of all the different plants, unique plants that we got down here and up there. See y'all next time.